This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
What's up, Big O? It's been a while. How you doing?
Oh, man, yeah. It's been too long, my friend, but it's great to have you on. And it's sadly, it's like a twisted story here. I don't know what the hell's going on. That's why I figured we'd get you on, because you follow the Marlins closer than any of us. And by the way, you can follow him at Fernandez, Andre C, on Twitter if you want to follow him there and catch his work there at the Miami Herald. Andre, walk us through here. We got kind of taken by surprise. Derek Jeter steps down. My guess I threw out there was, all right, fellas, we did it. We loaded up the minors for the last 3 years. We're set. Time to make some moves and spend some money. And Sherman said, huh? Money? What? Huh? No money. So you tell me, what's going on?
That's kind of what sounds like. It's the story behind the story. You know, the revenue issues. You know, it won't come. It hasn't come out. No one's going to set it yet, but I'm seeing some of that, and I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, this is the year that going in, it was like put up or shut up time. Like now, after all the prospects, all the loading of the farm system, all of that, I see. Yeah, exactly. Like this was the year you had to see. Well, you still do want to see results. Like real results, not a few more wins. I mean, they had the playoff year, but now when you look back on that, a lot of that was COVID, shortening the season, everything, all of that. And a real, actual 162-game season, taking a big jump, whether it was a playoffs or looking like you actually had a real shot at the playoffs. And his contract was coming up anyway. So, again, like you said, it was probably time, and it's going to be interesting to see now the way things are run going forward.
Well, this is why I've always said, don't be judging Kim Eng unless you give her a checkbook. Okay,
Right.
Leave the woman alone. All right, let's look at this fair and square, and let's treat that woman with fairness here. In baseball, you know, I was actually talking about this in the second hour, I think, or in the first hour. Like, to me, the A's and the Rays are a joke, because you've got great baseball people and you don't support them with a couple of dollars. Like it's baffling to me. It's like it's like Theo Epstein said, "Hey, yeah, you know that Moneyball thing. I like it. I'm just going to add money to it. That's all. That's what we'll do with Moneyball. We'll add money to it, you know." And so while people are impressed with the Rays and the A's, I'm more pissed at them than anything else, because it's like, dude, you got the baseball people that can win a title. Give them a couple dollars, please, so they can buy a couple of guys and put them over the top. And
look at the Dodgers to them.
Right.
If you only had even half of that.
Right. They don't even need half of that to get over the hump.
Right.
Those teams. I mean, the Rays compete in the most brutal money division in baseball, and yet, you know, it's just frustrating. And I love what the Marlins are doing. I love their arms. I love their rotation. I understand that they've got even more arms in the minors, which, if you're smart, that'll buy you some bats. And I've said this from the get-go, Andre. They are either three teams. You either are going to be the team that doesn't care about winning, or you're going to be the Yankees and the Dodgers and all that, which we know they can't be, or – interesting, I'll use this finger. You are the middle, where you're the 03 Marlins and the, 15 Royals or whatever, 14 Royals or whatever.
Yeah.
That you caught lightning in a bottle.
Right.
With all your young guys hit it in 1 year. You sprinkled in only a couple of veterans to it, and you got it. You won your title, and then you lost your team in free agency eventually, because they all need to get paid. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're either trying to be those three teams, is what I think.
And if you remember, they built this entire thing on the premise that they weren't going to be that flash in the pan team that they've been in the past. It was going to be the word over and over was sustainability. Okay. I mean, you've built a foundation. Is it the one that's going to take you places? This was the year to kind of find out that. And now he's gone. I mean, again, it's one of those things where unless, like you said, unless moves, I mean, again, you don't have to be the Dodgers, but You can be the
they'll never be
Rays.
the Dodgers, and we know
No,
they'll never
right.
be the Dodgers. Come
But no,
on, we
but
understand that.
most teams aren't. Most teams aren't, and most teams can get away with it. You're talking about the Royals, but also look. I mean, we're talking about the Rays. Yeah, they haven't won the World Series, but they've been pretty darn close with the little bits that they have. I mean, you can be closer to that if it's done smartly and done the right way. And that's what we've been waiting to see for what 4 or 5 years now. And again, I keep saying this is the year that we're supposed to find out. And unfortunately, now we got the lockout going on, but eventually when things do get going, that's where it has to happen.
Andre, do they get it, bro? That the sport is falling down on the totem pole more and more every year. Lockouts, dude. You're gonna actually miss the start of the regular season. You mean pitchers and catchers aren't reported already? I mean, do they have any awareness of where they're at in the world of sports and how baseball is like it's circling the drain? I don't think they get it. That's the sport that's not growing at all.
Right. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I think in some cases, I wonder if they don't. I wonder if they really don't at the top in certain people, because like you said, it's a shame to see, because when we were younger, baseball was still big. I mean, it was like, must see in the playoffs, and during the season we would watch games, we'd get excited. I grew up collecting baseball cards because I love doing all that stuff. You don't, and for a long time that's been that problem where you don't see their biggest names marketed as well as they should be, and not even close to the way the NFL does.
They're not even on social media. They're
right.
Soccer, basketball, and football. All those players are on social media constantly.
Right. Well,
they're all selling themselves and products and all that, and we don't see anything in baseball, dude.
Yeah, very, very little. And it's almost like it turns into almost like a niche sport where you see it on the MLB network, and that's fine, but you don't see it on the broad stage. You don't see it mainstream as much as you should for a sport that big.
It's crazy, dude, that the MLS is growing faster than Major League Baseball. Come on, dude. That you never saw. Hell, even hockey has found its way to start growing back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After they fell to the ground pretty badly, and now they're making their way back in a way, and yet somehow or another baseball, and it pisses me off too. And the Marlins piss me off a little bit now, because you have a nice little foundation right now, and you follow it more than we do. They have some players in the minors that they can still trade to go get some bats to really bring some balance to this team if they want to.
Yeah, they're heavy on pitching, like you said. I mean, they're still, if you look at them now, the one thing, which in a good way and a bad way, they're still loaded. But then you also see where if you look at their farm system now, a lot of it is all the teenagers again, all the kids that are like 3 years away. And then like I caught myself the off season going, where did the first wave go? With the exception of like maybe 3-4 guys, let's say, like a Jazz Chisholm or a couple others. Right. I'm like, this was already, the pieces were supposed to be in place at the major league level, but there is a solution if you can maybe trade some of those that you're saying, the excess arms. But I mean, again, I just don't. We'll see. I mean, it's still, to me, to have a drastic jump from you're still like a 60-something win team, which is bad. Let's just say how it is. That's a bad baseball team.
Yeah.
To jump from that to let's just jump from that to 500 for starters, and then from there maybe a playoff team. You were supposed to be at that first step already, kind of, and you're not.
Right.
And that's what concerns me. Going into the season, because this again, the big year where teams usually in this type of a rebuild make the jump, a big jump.
I'm with you there, Andre. They're fortunate right now because there's a lockout, so nobody's talking. When do we get it? And Jeter has never been a guy that says anything negative about anything ever in his life, so we can forget about him saying anything about what's going on with the Marlins behind the scene. Which, by the way, he probably signed an NDA also on his way out. Just so you all know, this isn't just a Brian Flores thing. This is a corporation thing that goes on. So I'm sure he had to sign that anyway. Not that he needs one because he doesn't talk. So how and when do we get answers on the reality of where the Marlins are?
Little by little, how it comes out, people sourcing stuff like that. I mean, my guy Jordan McPherson, our writer now, is out there. He's in Jupiter right now. He was going over there today to figure out, because today was the deadline to see if games were going to start getting canceled, and then this happens. So he's all over it out there now. And I mean, I think you probably hear more quote unquote behind the scenes stuff just from following David Sampson's Twitter account right now this morning. I mean,
yeah, I mean, he's an embarrassment, bro. His exchange with what's the insider?
I just say, like, it's just like that's the kind of thing now, until like more info comes out, more reports come out.
He's like telling Passan, oh, if I could tell you this, that, and it's like, dude, you're just a lucky son-in-law, bro. If you had any skill, somebody would have hired you in baseball. Nobody hired you. Shut the hell up, bro. You got to steal your money from the city. You made it. Get the hell out and just go away. He's trying to school Jeff Passan here, and it's like, give me a break, dude. That just, exactly. He's just a troll, dude. Anyway, all right. So, what are we expecting from the Herald here on this? What are Jordan and you working on here on this?
Well, we're gonna have, we're gonna look at Jeter's tenure during the Marlins. How it went, and just what they do from here. Kind of what we were talking about just now. Just where do they go from here? Going into, again, crucial year. We're gonna have. I know Cody's writing a column about it, so check it out. We'll have it on the website, over the course of the day today.
Any truth to the rumor that the Riddler will become the new logo of the Marlins?
It should, right? I mean, might as well. I mean, that's their MO, with like selling hope and big question mark.
Always a big question mark.
Yep.
Andre, you're the best, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, bud. Take care.
You got it. There you go. Andre Fernandez from the Miami Herald. Fernandez Andre C on Twitter. Give us a little Marlins insight on what the hell is going on. So he kind of thinks the same thing I do. Jeter was like, all right, we're ready. Let's go. Let's spend some money. And Sherman's like, money? Huh? What?
This is the